Chapter 4 is literally just a couple days away, and today I'm going through my Chapter 4 wish list. What are some of the guns, including everything from the AR, shotgun, and even mythics I'd love to see in the game, as well as some cool changes I want to see with competitive and arena. And what better way to kick it off than the assault rifles? We've had a big mix of ARs recently, from the MK all the way to the Evo Chrome, but I think it's safe to say that we all want to see the classic assault rifle back, with the SCAR as well. It's just the most enjoyable to use. I think it is just definitely the best for competitive as well. I think the AR's fairly balanced. I don't think it's super broken, and I think overall it's just the best choice of the AR out of all of them in the game. But I'd also love to see the infantry back in the game as well. I think neither of them offer players some silly advantage, and I think even Epic Games backed up that they're the most competitive when they added them into late game arenas, saying it's our most competitive loot pool. So hopefully next chapter we could potentially see these guns come back to the game. Now moving on to the shotgun, I think the shotgun, I want to see a new meta, to be completely honest. I'm bored of this current shotgun meta, the prime, the leather. I want to see something new. First of all, let's clear the elephant in the room. I'd quite like to see the pump back again. I think everyone could agree that we all want to see the pump shotgun back in the game, because when was the last time you got a gold shotgun out of a chest and actually got excited about it? Because I know you don't get excited over a gold leather. I think the last time everyone actually got excited over getting a gold shotgun was when you open up a chest and you get a gold pump. There is just no better feeling than just opening up a classic chest and a gold pump coming out of it. I mean, the pump is definitely the easiest shotgun to use, but I think it is just the best shotgun in my opinion. It rewards players for hitting headshots. I think the damage to the body is fairly balanced, unlike the striker pump when it was in the game, where sometimes it was actually better to hit people in the body than it was to aim for the head. And I'd also quite like to see the 200 pump added back in the game. I think it punishes players for getting overly aggressive, and I feel like it's been quite a lot of time since we've last seen that. I mean, some people can argue that it's not very competitive having it in the game with the bailout 1 pumps, but it definitely does punish players for getting overly aggressive, which we haven't been able to do in time now. Too many times people get me low and there's nothing I can do when they hop in my box. There's times where I even hit people 185 and they just one-tap me because I'm 100 HP, especially if it's trios next season as well, which many people believe it is. As soon as one person goes down your team, it's pretty much over. Nothing you can do. It's just so hard to win those 2v3 situations, and that's one thing I always complained about in trios. So I think having 1 pumps in it is definitely a great way to be able to counter those tricky 2v3 situations, and I do think it is the best for watching competitive as well. When you look at old clips back of pros and endgame 1 pumping, everyone just going crazy in endgame with the gold pump, it just makes you want the gun back so badly. It's just definitely the best shotgun. I'd love to see it back in the game again. Now, if they did want to bring the pump back, what other meta would I like to see? I said I wanted to see a new meta with the shotgun. I would quite happily take the tack back again. We haven't seen the tack in some time now, and I think attack and charge better. I mean, at the time, I was not a big fan of it, but thinking back to it now, I actually wouldn't mind that meta. I think it rewards players for aim training, and I think there's 2 levels of skill there. You've got the charge shotgun for people that have more of a slow and steady play style, who want to sort of take their time, be a bit slower with things, and it also has the tack shotgun for people who want to be quick and aggressive, and I feel like the damage of the charge adds up with the time it takes, and obviously the tack does a little less damage, but you can fire bullets quicker. And I think in a meta, those 2 shotguns together work really well. But now the 3rd shotgun meta, if that one was not going to happen, is a meta I've wanted to see for ages. This is more of a dream one. I don't think they'd ever add this one, but I'd like to see a big buff with the tack, and then also add the pump in. Not obviously the 1 pump, but bring back the OG tack damage where it used to hit really hard, and then also have the pump in the game as well. And I feel like that'd be a super cool meta. You have both sides with the tack and the pump. It would be perfect for casual, perfect for competitive, and I think it'd be quite a fun shotgun meta to play in, as long as they obviously got the damage right of both of them and one wasn't more broken than the other. Now moving on to SMGs, to be completely honest, I don't like the SMGs in the game. I'm not a big fan of them. I think if we're going to have an SMG in the game, we should have the suppressed SMG. I don't think any item should be able to shred through builds in competitive. Maybe in casual pubs, some goo gun, something that just breaks all the builds for maybe the players that aren't as good. But when it comes to competitive, I don't think there should be some broken SMG in the game. So I think the most balanced one is probably the classic suppress, and that's it. I think it's good, especially off spawn, and I think that's all you really should be taking SMGs for. I think SMG's endgame never really should be better. I think if you do want to have a more of a broken SMG, you should have the gold and purple P90. I know it's a little bit of a step up from the suppressed SMG, but I think its ability to shoot through walls is not the greatest for comp, but you would get one bullet through every like 5 bullets or something. So it's not like you're full shredding through a guy's wall like some of the most broken SMGs we've had recently, but I think the damage to break walls was the perfect amount for an SMG. So if you want a gold or purple one, definitely the P90. And now moving on to the mythic weapons, I would love to see some new mythics added into the game. I was thinking more down the mobility and utility route over weapons that do 3 more damage and have more recoil, so there's literally no point in even taking it. But it's safe to say I do not want to see the Infinity Blade back in a hurry, but I want to see something like a mythic chug cannon, maybe a less popular POI or an unnamed factory or something. Have an NPC that's got like 300 health, and if you kill him you get a mythic chug cannon. Or maybe somewhere else on the map there's an NPC that has 6 mythic chitty chugs, and I think that way the mythics in the game are definitely good, and it definitely rewards players to go to maybe a spot that hasn't got as much loot. It's not like there's a broken weapon in the game like a mythic pump that hits 195 in the body, or an AR that is just completely broken. I think I just want to see some sort of mythic utility or mobility, like the grappler or an infinite launch pad or something like that. I don't know. I don't think an infinite launch pad would work, but I think if they're going to add mythics though, they're going to have to add like 3 to 5 different spots that all have mythics at them. I think that way it would be fairly balanced having mythics in the game, with the fact that they've got 3 to 5 different mythics spread across the map, as long as there's not something like a mythic pump that obviously hits max damage in the body. Now moving on to the competitive side, I think first of all I'd like to personally see solos next season. I know a lot of people are saying trios, and to be honest I'm not too bothered either way, but I'd like to see solos. One thing I really like about solos is the fact that you can just hop on, go and grind scrims, where in trios you got to get your whole trio on, all 3 of you on at the same time. You got to try and find 2 other people to play with, and I know a lot of people actually do struggle to find people to play with, especially with their PR level as well. Trying to find someone who's on the sort of the same skill level as you, and then all trying to grind at the same time and stuff, and it can be quite hard, especially in trios, where solos is just a lot easier. You can just hop on the little solo arena grind, hop in a call with your friends, just hop on the grind and just chill, play some solo customs and just improve and get better. But I think either of them would feel fresh. We haven't had trios in a while, so it would be cool to see the roles coming back into the game again a bit more. It would definitely be good for the storyline of Fortnite as well. I think they are going to make the game mode trios, but there was actually a leak of the New York Invitationals being solo, so potentially some people said this means it could be solos, but I'm not sure. Either way, I think both of them good. I'm not complaining, whatever it is. I'm just happy to see a fresh new game mode, but I think it's more the fact that the whole year it's going to be trios, and then they're going to host solo cash cups, and then have this big solo invitational at the end, which is obviously the New York Invitationals. But some people believe that they're going to host solo FNCSs throughout the year, and then at the end of it, the top performing people from them will go to New York. So I don't know, whatever you want to believe, you go for it. Whatever it is, I don't mind. I'm happy either way, as long as we get a new fresh game mode. Now moving on to Arena, It's definitely been in one of the worst states it's ever been in, but hear me out. What if Fortnite worked with Fortnite Chapter and actually put you into arena divisions based off your PR? I'm not sure how hard this would be to do, but it means the best players only play players that are super good, and the bad players only play players that are bad. I think a lot more pros would grind arena. It obviously means players wouldn't get as many high kill wins, but what if it was something like last season's Challenger and Elite Cups got in the same lobbies in arena, and Contender Cup players all got in the same arena divisions or something like that? I think it would definitely make arena a lot more competitive and make the skill-based matchmaking much better, but it also gives you that option to try and grind to the higher divisions. As you improve, obviously you move up the PR rankings or something, you go up the divisions, or as you go from your Contender to Challenger to Elite, you obviously go up. So they don't even have to work with Fortnite Chapter to make it work. They could just do something like that, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure entirely how that would work, or even how they can fix arena. I think the game mode is fairly broken, to be completely completely honest. I think in previous seasons, they struggled to find the right balance between grind and skill, and I think the clip of Benji Fishy winning DreamHack before reaching champs just proves how much of a grind it is to get there. I think if they're going to do it, they should stop trying to reward camping, because people aren't going to play placement in arena. People just don't see fun in playing placement. Instead of trying to reward people for sitting in bushes, instead try and reward people for getting kills and playing solos as well. I think previously it's been so easy for someone to get points in trios, then duos, then solos. I think it should be completely different. I think solos should be the most rewarded game mode. It's by far the hardest and definitely the hardest one to get kills in. I think it should be 25 to 30 points per kill in solos, then 10 to 15 in duos, and 5 to 10 in trios. So I think a 20 bomb in solo should be rewarded heavily rather than trios or duos, which is a lot easier to drop a 20 bomb in. But I think even Epic these days know it's impossible to stop WQ in arena. You could probably even have 0 points for a kill in arena and people still WQ. So just go with what the people want. Just let us have our WQ ways. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please take a minute to open up Fortnite and put code TAVEN in your Fortnite item shop. It helps me out more than you can imagine. And I'll see you all for the video tomorrow.